Hi guys, Rachel here from Day Day Joyce. Thank you so much for tuning in. This entire week is all going to be about Sonlight videos and why I chose Sonlight, my review, how I organized, and tips for homeschooling preschoolers. So if you like this type of information, stay tuned and you will find out all about what I have to say.
Dirty dishes, peaceful wishes, blissful messes tangled up in joy.
Today's video is day one of this week of Sonlight videos, and it is going to be a day in the life type of video where I do a day of homeschooling with my preschooler using the Sonlight materials. Sonlight graciously sent us these homeschool materials for our preschoolers this year, and we've had a great time, and so I hope you enjoy these clips. And I did want to let you know that when I filmed all of these day in the life clips, for some reason my volume didn't capture, and so I filmed it all and I started editing and there was no sound. So it's going to be a voiceover of what we're doing, and you're going to be watching what we're doing, but it's not going to be, you're not going to hear what we're saying. So I just want to let you know that. This is my sweet daughter London, just on a day probably a couple weeks ago, and we were on the porch. She loves to do school on our porch, and when you homeschool, you can do school anywhere, right? We also have a homeschool room, but we do school wherever, whether we're on the road or at a park or on our porch like you see here. Right where we're sitting is outside of our homeschool room, so I'm going to go in and get our materials over here. I also have a video of how I organized our preschool curriculum, so I'll link that above for you and below. I was using magnets to practice her name and all different kinds of words. This game, Mix and Match Bears, is one of her favorite Sonlight materials. This particular day, these are all the materials that we were going to be using that day. Wherever we're sitting, I usually just lay them out and let her pick which she would like to do first. Since she's kind of have that type of personality, I let her pick it out. Materials I have here are the instructor's guide, the Mix and Match Bears, this bingo game. She has a lot of fun with that, and you can find that on the Sonlight site. It's not included in this package. We have a manuscript tablet. You can just practice writing your name or her name. And we have this Horton Hatches the Egg and George and Martha book that we're going to be using today. The item she picked first is Horton Hatches the Egg, which is one of her favorite books. I love this sweet time just sitting on the porch with her on this swing and reading this book together. The next item she picked is, of course, her favorite game. When she was younger, I do admit that I would let her find most of the matches and let her win. But towards the end of the year, I was like, nope, we're playing this fair and square. She has got this, and we're playing fair and square. Next up is the George and Martha book. I love how Sonlight just sets this up and all these books, and then in these types of books they have stories within the books, so we can look at the title and the page number, and she can say the number, and then we can find the page number together. When we're reading, we can talk and have discussions about certain things, like I think she was wondering why that hippo didn't have a shirt on. We had these 2 items left, and man, sometimes kids can really test your patience, because she was really taking forever to pick one, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick it for you, and she hurried up and picked it. I had got this game last year on the Sonlight site when my big kids did Sonlight Level D American History for her to use, so we've played this for almost like a year to almost 2 school years now, and she just loves using these little I don't know what they're called, plastic things, and then this is the alphabet bingo, and it has little letters, and we practice using it with the sound. It also has capital and lowercase letters. And then the last thing we're going to practice today is writing letters and our name. And I found this great idea from another YouTube mom. Her channel is called Reliable Roots, and she said to just write things with a highlighter or a light colored marker, and then the child can use the pencil or whatever they're using, and you don't have to do the dots. And so that was a lifesaver, so I really like using it and doing it this way now. And over the summer, we're going to start using Explode the Code just as something extra to practice with letters. Of course, this is our favorite game, mix and match bears, and then we have these little bears, and that is what we did that day. Well, I hope you loved seeing that day in the life type of lessons with my preschooler. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And also check out the playlist below where I have all of the Sonlight videos that I have done. And be sure to be on the lookout for the blog post that's going to correspond and culminate all of these videos together. I hope that you guys have a blessed day, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.